Hello my friends, and welcome back to this video. Today I want to start by asking you a little question, which is, have you ever thought about life and what it brings and what it has? Of course you have. Then have you also thought about change? Because some people claim those two terms are deeply cohesive, which means there is no life without any major changes. And when you have no changes in your life, then you're not living properly. In that aspect, you can see the clear difference between living and just existing. Life itself is adventurous, exciting. When you wake up in the morning, you never know what is gonna happen this day. You could say, life is like a box of chocolate, you never know what you're gonna get. Surely you know that saying, but however, in that mindset, you see life as an adventure rather than a duty or a struggle, as it is the case in such a mere existence. Because when you're just existing, you have a certain routine, which is not bad at all, but in this certain routine, you are heavily influenced by all kinds of superiority and authority you have accepted. And this can be spread into all areas of your life. For example, relationships, your job, even your own opinion might be influenced by those superiorities or authorities. But however, in a true life, you are the superiority and are solely influenced by your own thoughts and intentions. Therefore, you are the VIP, the very important person that is of utmost significance. Those are facts I've learned throughout my own spiritual awakening, and this is what we're going to talk about today. Now, such an awakening in which you become conscious of all that is basically an own kind of change, as it refers not only to your interior, but also to your exterior. Now, this process starts in your interior in order to change anything. Because believe it or not, your inner state is more of relevance for your reality, for your vicinity, than you might think. One keyword for that is the law of attraction, with its slogan, as within, so without. That implies you have to start in your inner being before you can change anything on the outside. So in this first step, in this first stage of this process, you will be working on your mindset, your psyche, and your paradigms. But paradoxically, without you even noticing that. So you're still unconscious of all that happening, although it is already affecting and changing you in some way. The next stage follows the principle: before you can open up to something new, you have to erase the old. And according to that, your entire past is being brought up with all its ups and downs in order for you to clear and to accept that it is the past and it will never come back unless you give it your permission. Now the third stage deals with processing all that, and in my experience it leads to some sort of spiritual depression, because there's so much negativity around you and you don't know where it comes from. In my case, as I reached this peak of purge, it was like a near-death experience, as I saw my entire past passing before my very eyes. And especially that is referred to as dark night of the soul, in which your actual soul starts to conquer your ego self. And when that happens, you will notice first palpable shifts and changes. Now you will admit to yourself and to others that you're not the same anymore, because from now on you will have the certainty about all that has happened and for what purpose it did so. Furthermore, when you've reached this point, you will see that your ego self has died, and vice versa. You've reached the point at which your actual soul starts to reign your being. This means the person that was shaped by others so far has gone, has vanished, and is now being replaced step by step by the authentic, true version of yourself. Now, with all that said, I want to share with you some experiences and some aspects from my initial awakening in comparison to today. So at first, back then, I thought there was not much to life, except for pleasing people and following their instructions. But now I know that it is my life, and hence I have this responsibility to make myself happy and to do what I want to do, and not what others want me to do, because that is not their life. Back then I thought love is just a byproduct of life, or is just a subordinate factor of life. But now I know that love is life, and life is love. Back then, I didn't care much about my nutrition. And as a consequence, I ate a lot from McDonald's and Burger King, because it was quite affordable and very easy to get. But now I know that we are in this physical reality, and therefore our soul, it is inside a vessel which is called body, and any body that has a certain function needs to draw energy from a source. May it be a mechanical car, or be it a biological body. In order to function properly, you need this energy in your system. And the more energy you have in your system, the higher is the potential in the end. And those facts contributed, among others, in making me a vegetarian. Well, initially I wanted to be a vegan, but in that case I just love cheese too much. But independent of all that spirituality that is involved sometimes, it is still possible for you to reach such a rate of positive change without praying to some source of another dimension if you don't want to. Although it helps drastically, according to my experience, you can simply start by becoming more aware of those things around you, becoming more aware of yourself, becoming more aware of those people around you, and becoming more aware of those situations affecting you. When you do that, you will see connections and patterns occurring. And as a result then, you will have the chance to play an active role in creating change instead of just hoping for it. Now, to bring this to an end, for now I invite you to become an active part of this process, not only referring to you, but also referring to the whole collective. And you don't need to be spiritually involved by any means, although it might be a huge catalyst, as I've experienced along my journey. You don't need that at all in contributing something to reach the next evolutionary step of humanity. Because all that, initially, is not only about spirituality or the metaphysical. In the beginning, it is all about awareness. And with enough awareness comes the acceptance that there is something like a bigger picture that is in focus right now. Lastly, I want to express to you that you don't need to take this step right now if you're not ready yet. Because this process, all those steps, will come to you when you allow it to come. And for now, the only thing you have to do is to stay true to yourself and to just be the person you want to be. Because in the end, this is the very first step every one of us has to take, had to take, or will have to take along his or her journey. And having said that, I wish you an awesome day, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching. Until next time, my friends. And never forget, your life is your life. And everyone else's life is everyone else's life. Until next time, my friends, I wish you everything good.